Yay. Thank you so much for coming back to Sarita Talks. Super excited to welcome a great gentleman who has always been so kind and welcoming since I've been to this wonderful town. His name is Ray Jeton. Ray, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
You're such an amazing person. I'm so excited to be around you all the time. Your energy is infectious.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. A little bit about me, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So I've been married to my wife for 32 years. I have three amazing adult kids now. They're all adults, finally.
Finally. Yeah.
I've been a business owner since 1996.
Awesome.
Started my first company in 96.
Well, the reason I had Ray come on today is because he had some knowledge that even I didn't know, that your business, by having a tax ID, has credit.
That's right.
Tell us about it, Ray.
Well, I represent a company called J.Galt, and we're actually a SaaS company, a software as a service type company. So we actually have a software mapping system that helps you forecast where you're going with your business. And then there's a collaboration of 14 other companies in the financial industry that are part of J.Galt to provide support.
Nice.
And so what we do is we help small to medium-sized businesses grow their corporate credit on their EIN number separate from their personal.
Nice. So if you were to need a loan for your business, you would have good credit.
Yeah, well, it really doesn't matter what your personal credit is if you have business credit.
Nice, which is a good loophole.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good loophole. And I was so sad when I learned this. Now, let me tell you why, because I have really good credit on the personal side. And I was like, oh no, I probably have terrible credit for my business. And most people don't know that, do they?
Right. Business credit is a new thing for a lot of people. There's a paradigm shift happening right now. For years and years, I remember 25 plus years ago, I was getting phone calls and paper mail from Dun & Bradstreet, and they wanted me to be a member so that they could monitor my business's credit.
Oh,
and
wow.
It costs to do that, by the way. Now, within the last few years, there's three new people in the game. So Experian Business, Equifax Business, and also Credit Safe.
And those are names that we know. I'm sure we know Equifax. I'm sure we know Experian. So they are monitoring your credit for your business as we speak. Is that correct?
Yep. Now, when you think about personal credit, like it or not, the good and the bad reports. And they ding you for everything that you purchase. So if you purchase a vehicle or purchase a house, they're going to look at how many accounts or loans do you have out there, and then that goes against your score.
It does.
And especially if you don't pay on time. With business credit, they're really concerned mostly about you paying your bills, not how many trucks you own or what loans you have out there. They just want to see that you're paying your bills, because the more business that you do, the more bills you have when you're a business owner. And if you can show proof of having those bills paid, then your business credit goes up.
Well, so I can translate what you're saying basically so I have a big business. I have 6 trucks, but I've leased those trucks. I have a brick and mortar and I have a lease for that as well. So if this was all on the personal side, those 6 trucks and that brick and mortar and all that debt that I have would be going against my credit score. But in the business credit, it would be driving it up.
Yes.
Advantageous, lucrative. Look into it. Now, how do we get a hold of a J.Galt and how do we utilize those services?
Well, that's me. I'm here locally and I'm available online too over Zoom. So I can help anybody here in the nation to learn more about what J.Galt can do to help your business grow your business's credit on your EIN number. And we provide services that back up the software that we have. And some of those services could be Well, first off, when you get started as a member with J.Galt, you get your very own personal credit analyst
Nice.
to assess what your business looks like and how can we get the current expenses that you have flowing through your business every month to report to the Business Credit Bureau.
Yeah.
So we're responsible to help you get there. You could do some of what we do on your own, but it would literally take 5 to 7 years for you to accomplish that by yourself, where what we do happens within the first 12 months. And
That's awesome.
That's part of our guarantee too.
And I just want to backtrack. You were talking about a software that does projections,
Yeah,
and can show you where you can be with these services. Now, you don't get that all the time. And I really want to give it this name. I don't know if you are okay with that. The concierge service. Because
absolutely.
it seems like they'll grab you by the hand and lead you through that hotel of credit building for your business.
Exactly.
Nice, nice. So what would that look like if somebody wanted to, hey, Ray Jeton, I'm going to go ahead and get a hold of you. What do I have to have already? What ducks do I need in the row before I contact you?
Well, if you're looking to start a business, I can help coach you through that. But most people that I talk to already have their business established. They've gone to the Secretary of State and they've created an LLC, and they have requested their business tax ID number, the EIN, employer identification number. And that's really all it takes.
True. And let me just interject briefly. It's not as hard as it seems. It really isn't. Sometimes we'll get on those websites, especially the state website, and this is just in the state of Missouri. And sometimes there's little tweaks and changes. Don't get discouraged. Just put 45 minutes to the side and you've got a state license. Put 30 minutes to the side, you've got the city license. Go back in and get your tax ID. Are the words that are coming out of my mouth factual?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's not as hard. So if you've got a great idea, start off with your licensing. Would you agree?
Sure.
Yeah. And then a business plan. Do you help with business plans, or do you just know that they are super, that's the framework?
Well, I guarantee you that every entrepreneur has some sort of a plan on what they want to accomplish with their talents to grow their business. And some people, they've just gotten tired of working for somebody else. It's not the best scenario anymore, and you can do it better. So you want to start your own company, right?
True.
That's what happened for me. My previous career, I've spent a lifetime in the construction industry, owning and operating heating and air conditioning companies.
Nice. And I know you had said something. I met him at a business club, and you had said that, now it's hard for you to recommend someone because you did such a good job at yours, correct?
It is.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of good HVAC companies out there, and I know who they are, especially here in Missouri and Kansas, where I've run around for so many years.
Yeah. How did it feel to leave that all behind and start something new?
Well, is it okay if I...
This is a safe space.
Okay.
You tell us whatever you need to, Ray.
All right. Well, I'm going to be transparent with you and your listeners today, because there's a lot of things out there that business owners just don't know. And this is what fuels my passion towards helping other people with J.Galt. And of course, J.Galt, if you've ever read the book by Ayn Rand called Atlas Shrugged, John Galt is the main character there. And he had a reputation of saving entrepreneurs, saving small businesses. Wow. And so with what I went through years ago, this has been more than 20 years ago. So we've totally recovered from this, other than the bad memories. We know what not to do.
Yeah.
We learn the hard way sometimes. But my first company was an HVAC company, and we were really good at what we did. But I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be better than everybody else and separate myself. And one of my closest friends, who's also a J.Galt member now, by the way, he is a builder, was a builder then. But he encouraged me to learn how to put heating and air conditioning in a really tight, energy efficient home.
Okay.
I did that, and I built a business, and nobody else could do what we were doing, because we were actually guaranteeing utility costs for these entire subdivisions for these builders with their marketing.
Nice.
Well, again, this is late 90s and 2000.
And not a lot of people were into being energy efficient back then. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. We were kind of new at that. J.Galt's kind of a new thing here in Missouri, but business credit's been around for a long time.
Okay.
The thing that happened though is I thought I had everything together. I had a C corp. I had an attorney, because you have to have an attorney when you have a C corp. I had a great bank, and I had a great CPA. The thing that none of those people were able to do for me is teach me how to untangle my personal from my business.
Yeah.
So they say to set up a corporation, an LLC, an S corp, or a C corp to protect you. Well, there's a certain amount of truth to that, but there's things that people don't tell you as well that I'm going to share with you today.
Thank you.
So we were moving really fast. We were taking a lot of business away from people because we had the package to be able to right size the heating and air and the insulation and make that that package. And we were moving so fast back then, I didn't get a signature on every single contract.
Oh no.
With these builders. And back then, there was an excess or an overabundance of houses on the market, where today it's just the opposite, not enough houses. And I had two great builders. We worked together wonderfully. They both had subdivisions, and all of a sudden they stopped paying me.
No.
So I went and met with both of them, and I said, "Is it something that we've done?" And they said, "No, you've done a great job for us. We appreciate everything that you've done in helping us market and creating low utility bills for our clients." They said, "We just are sitting on too many houses and don't have the money to pay you or anybody else."
Oh no.
So they were not only getting pressure from me, they were getting pressure from everybody else. And both of those builders filed bankruptcy in the same month.
Oh no. Were you forced into the same situation?
Well, they owed me $65,000 together.
Which is a lot of money.
My overhead to run my business was $70,000 a month at that time. And it sunk my business. I thought, well, I'm okay. I have a C corp. And I immediately saw the writing on the wall, and I went and established another LLC so I could pivot reasonably.
Nice.
And I still have that LLC and operate through that today, just in a different capacity other than being a contractor. Now I'm more of a coach for people that are in business. I
want to just say this really quick. They say that sometimes we make our own mistakes, but if we can avoid that by learning from someone else's, we should do that. And, I always tell people too, like, you can have all the faith that things are going to just work out, but you have to put in the work. Faith without works is dead. So you had the presence of mind to start a new LLC, which you still have today, and pivot. What was the pivot?
Well, back then the bank came after my business, and they liquidated it. And after they liquidated it, I thought I was okay because I had the C corp. And they gave me a phone call and said, "You know what? We didn't get enough out of your business, and so now we're coming after you."
Oh no!
So it was a double whammy for me.
Right.
So with J.Galt, the way I look at what I'm doing here to help customers build, or contractors or business owners, anybody that has an EIN, to build business credit on their EIN, it establishes another level of security for the business, to where the business takes care of you as a business owner instead of you taking care of the business. Man. So I'm not in any competition with the banks or anything. I'm not a lender. We have a sister company that's a lender, but my job is to help make your business more fundable to the lending agencies out there.
Oh man. So let me just one more time translate. I'm sure everybody is following along, but so when you have this business credit, that is a parachute. Or if you fall out of that, well, actually we don't want to use the parachute, but in case we need a little extra, we can use that business credit, or it can be a parachute. Is that correct?
Well, when you look at credit in general, if you're going to buy something and you're going to finance it, they're going to look at your personal credit if it's on a personal level, and then they're going to determine if they can loan. With the business credit, you can walk in, if you've got business credit built, you can walk into a Ford Motor Credit or a GM or a Toyota or even a commercial real estate company and or commercial real estate lender and say, I want to buy whatever it is on my business's EIN. You don't have to put down your Social Security or personal guarantee anymore with most lenders in that capacity. So they can pull the business credit report, and I pull business credit reports for free. So if you have an interest in that, reach out to me. I'll do that for you for free.
Right on.
But when they look at the business credit, you know, it could be low. Most small
Mine is
businesses
probably
right
low.
now,
I'm scared to have him look, and he just said it was free.
yeah. So our job is to build that up. We want to get it
Yes.
to, you know, one of our clients in 10 months time, we were able to channel some of their expenses to vendors and trade lines that were reporting. And in 10 months time, we got them to $750,000 worth of business credit.
Wow. Now let me ask you this. So when you get the small business owners, when you get those letters in the mail saying you've been approved, you can get this credit card, it's got this limit. Should they do it to start building credit?
Well, no.
Okay.
I would.
Now, if you're going to get the credit card and not go all willy nilly, and it's got a good APR, is it a good idea, or is it no? Stay away from those.
Well, if the application has a spot for your Social Security number on there, you're tempted to put it on there, and as soon as you do, it takes everything out of the business and focuses it back on you.
So, if it has that spot, are you going to put in your EIN, or you just leave that completely alone?
You leave it alone.
That's right.
What we do is we do that for you. So, like I said, you could do a lot of this yourself if you had 5 to 7 years of time to build your business. Right. So with J.Galt, our guarantee is to get you to an 80 plus score or higher, which the business scores are different. They run from 1 to 100, where the personal goes from 350 to 850. So our job and our guarantee to our business owners is to get them to an 80 score or higher and into the tier 4 vendors and lenders, which means you would be able to walk into a Ford Motor Credit or a Toyota or get an American Express corporate card with unlimited funds on there that reports.
Nice. Now give us some contact. We've got your name. Tell us how we get a hold of J.Galt.
So my email address is rjetton, Jetton, at jgalt.io. And then I can send you my website as well. The website is J.Galt, the letter J, GALT.com.
He doesn't have to worry though, because I just want him to do it if you're a live watcher, because I haven't had a chance to update it, but I will put it in the description. Valuable information.
jgalt.com/rjetton.
R. Jeton. Now, let me tell you, when I met Ray, I had, just kind of started getting out in the keynote speaking world, and he always had such a welcoming presence. And I was so very excited when I realized he wanted to come on here, because it's all about learning. It's all about taking something that you can use and that you can utilize. We've talked about the importance of credit. And like I said, I was like, I was 8 years old when I found out that there was business credit. This could be so very advantageous to someone who's looking for seed funding, who's looking for a way to jumpstart their business. So J.Galt is in the business, I believe, if I'm correct, of helping people to stand up before they fall down. Does that sound good?
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
save them from the peril. I mean, the storm's always going to happen. Everybody's storm is different. Your storm is going to be different than my storm.
Right.
But the storm is coming at some point. And are you prepared for that financially. Cash flow is king. There's a few little tidbits facts that I'll share with you real quick too.
Yeah, please do.
20% of all businesses fail in the first year. That's not good news, right?
Not at all.
50% fail within the first 5 years. So 82% of those that fail are because of cash flow issues. And that's our job, is to help you overcome that by building the business credit and gaining access to funds.
So you build that business credit, and then once you get past 5 years, you start celebrating. That's the positive way to look at it.
Well, it's tough, even if you're past your 5 years, because if you're continuing to grow, things continue to change. So
True.
Being a business owner is definitely a challenge, and all the weight is on your shoulders. And if you have employees, every one of your employees thinks that you're making the most money, when it's really you that gets paid last. So let your business work for you instead of you working for the business. And let's practice the way the Wall Street companies run their business. They borrow money from other people to run their business, and then pay that off when they get paid.
After they've already made the money off the borrowed money. So then you pay back what you borrow, and everything else is just as a bonus. That is some good knowledge, some good business acumen, if we're using the right word. And just, Ray, I want to thank you so much for coming on and teaching us something, because we can all have dreams, but you've got to put in the work. And here's someone who's willing to help you through their company save 5 to 7 years of time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I just want to thank you one more time, Ray, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure.
Ray Jeton at J.Galt. Thanks for coming on.